From the Tribune News Network, this is Newsbreak. I'm Krishna Russell. Airport operations on several family islands were severely affected today after more than a dozen airport employees refused to show up for work in protest of unresolved workplace grievances. In an interview with the Tribune, Director of Aviation Algernon Cargill said airports on Abaco, Bimini, Kent Island, and South Andros were closed as a result of Monday's industrial action, which he called illegal and disappointing. However, the Tribune was told that the Leonard M. Thompson International Airport in Abaco has now resumed operations after employees from New Providence were sent to that island on Monday morning. Mr. Cargill estimated that less than 20 staff members withdrew their labor on Monday. The Tribune also understands that BPSU workers at Princess Margaret Hospital also called in sick on Monday. The action comes after BPSU President Kimsley Ferguson, who represents some workers at the hospital as well as airport staff, warned last week there could be a major disruption in hospital and airport services if workers' long-standing concerns are not immediately resolved. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis has said if re-elected, the Free National Movement will provide housing construction concessions for all first-time Bahamian homeowners who are building an owner-occupied dwelling valued at $300,000 or less. This applies whether you intend to build on private land or on government land you received or purchased. Dr. Minnis said on Saturday at an F&M rally, there will be no customs duties on building materials for all such home construction. There will also be no value-added tax on building materials, nor on the value of the construction contract. This will benefit many potential homeowners. This will help to create a construction boom. Dr. Minnis also said accounting firms have completed the first review of applications for the Prospect Ridge community, a community geared toward young professionals. The government received just over 1,500 applications for that project. Data from the Princess Margaret Hospital shows that 104 COVID-19 deaths between August 1 and September 8th. More than 95% of those patients were unvaccinated. This accounts for 99 people. The data also shows 5 deaths for partially vaccinated people, or 4.81%, while no fully vaccinated person died within that time frame. In terms of hospitalizations during this time period, less than 1% of people admitted to hospital were fully vaccinated. However, 95.75%, or 383 people of those admitted were unvaccinated, while 3.5%, or 14 people, were partially vaccinated. During a press conference on Friday, Dr. Nakia Forbes, director of the National HIV/AIDS and Infectious Diseases Program at the Ministry of Health, said of those admitted to hospital partially vaccinated, many had taken the shot less than 14 days prior to their admission. The Office of the Prime Minister has advised that those people in quarantine who are registered to vote in Thursday's general election will be permitted to leave isolation to cast their vote. Yesterday's announcement comes after Minister of Health Renwood Wells last week said those in quarantine will not be barred from their constitutional right to vote. In accordance with the latest amendment to the Emergency Powers Order, the eligible quarantined persons must immediately return to their place of quarantine after voting at the appropriate polling station, ensure that they wear a mask which is fitted to their face and covers the nose and mouth, maintain a distance of 6 feet from others, and sanitize their hands before entering the polling station. Your complete news and information source, this is the Tribune News Network. In international news, House Democrats unveiled a sweeping proposal today for tax hikes on big corporations and the wealthy to fund President Joe Biden's $3.5 trillion rebuilding plan as Congress speeds ahead to shape their far-reaching package that touches almost all aspects of domestic life. The proposed top tax rate would revert to 39.6% on couples earning more than $450,000, and there would be a 3% tax on wealthier Americans making beyond $5 million per year. For big businesses, the proposal would lift the 21% corporate tax rate to 26.5% on incomes beyond $5 million. In all, the tax hikes are in line with Biden's own proposals and would bring about the most substantive changes in the tax code since Republicans with then-President Donald Trump slashed taxes in 2017. Climate change could push more than 200 million people to leave their homes in the next 3 decades and create migration hotspots unless urgent attention is taken to reduce global emissions and bridge the development gap, a World Bank report has found. The second part of the Groundswell report, published today, examined how the impacts of slow-onset climate change, such as water scarcity, decreasing crop productivity, and rising sea levels could lead to millions of what is described as climate migrants by 2050 under 3 different scenarios, with varying degrees of climate action and development. The Tribune's AccuWeather update, a service of Bahamas Power and Light Company. Tropical moisture along with a series of waves moving across the islands will keep an unsettled weather pattern over the Bahamas through midweek. Boaters and residents should be alert for waterspout or tornadic activity. The risk of rip currents continues along East Coast beaches, so beachgoers should exercise caution. For all areas, it'll be variably cloudy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Small craft should be alert for gusty winds and higher seas, in or near heavy showers or thunderstorms. A small craft's caution is in effect for the southeast Bahamas. Winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots in the northwest and central Bahamas and northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots over the southeast Bahamas. Seas 2 to 4 feet in the northwest and central Bahamas and 4 to 7 feet in the southeast Bahamas. We'll have a daytime high temperature of 91 degrees, a heat index of 99, and an overnight low temperature of 72. The sun will set this afternoon at 7:14 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:56. That's Newsbreak. Details of the day's top stories in the Tribune newspaper, now on the streets, or stay up to date online at Tribune242.com.